third graders. Welcome to today's lesson. We are going to be talking about subtracting with zeros in the top number today. You know that you are successful when you can explain how to subtract from zeros in the top number. Here we go.
All right, third graders, let's start with number 1, ungroup to subtract. It says solve each problem. Show your work numerically. Ooh, numerically has numer in it, and I know that that's like number, so I'm thinking that it's asking me to write it out in numbers. And with proof drawings. Well, I know what a drawing is, like a place value drawing, so I know what I'm asked to do. Let's get started with the problem. Lakeisha bought a box of 500 paper clips. So far, she has used 138 of them. How many are left? It says, what do we need to do to solve the problem? Draw a magnifying glass to remember to look closely at the 500 and ungroup before subtracting. So if it's helpful to you, third graders, you can draw your own magnifying glass before you get started. So, it says subtract and then use a proof drawing. Well, let's go back and check the directions. It says show your work numerically first. So I'm going to do that with this problem right here, and then I'm going to draw after to prove it. So I have 500.
500 minus 138.
So I'm going to get started by crossing off my zeros because I know that you can't take away 8 from 0. So I'm going to cross off the first 0 and borrow
from the next door neighbor,
which is empty. So I need to go over one more first, and I'm going to borrow from this one and make it a 5 and turn this into a 10. But then I needed to borrow from that 10, so I'm going to turn it into a 9, and then I will finally have 10 over here to work with.
So, Miss Anderson, what you're saying is I can't have 2 zeros on the top that both are 10s if I have to borrow from my hundreds place value?
Yep, we're going to have to borrow. So, 10 minus 8 is 2. 9 minus 3 is 6. 4 minus 1 is 3. Well, that isn't so bad. It looks like I just really have to remember the rules about what to do on top. We'll come back to that. Let's do our proof drawing. So, if I have 500s, and I need to take away 138, I know that I'm just going to take away a whole 100, so I'm going to cross that out.
And you're taking a whole 100 away because you're taking away the 100 from 138?
I'm going to start with the bigger one this time because I think it'll be easier to break apart my numbers then. So now I need to take away 30. Well, I know these are hundreds, so I'm going to have to break one of these up into 10 tens. There's 5. And 5 more. Now I need to take away 30. So I'm going to take these 3 and take them away. Now it says I need to take away 8. Well, I'm going to take away one of my 10-6, and I'm going to make a bunch of 1s, not just a bunch, but 10. And then I'm going to take away 8 of my 1s. Okay, so now I need to figure out how much I have left. I have 1, 2, 300, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tens, and 1, 2 1s. Interesting. Look at how those connect. Now I see why we should do a proof drawing to prove our answer. Let's keep going.
A movie theater has 400 seats. At the noon show, 329 seats were filled. how many seats were empty? Well, I'm noticing that I have a number that says 400 seats, and so I'm going to draw a magnifying glass to remember that that's probably an important number. And then at the noon show, 329 seats were filled. So those I'm taking away. So how many seats were empty? So I'm going to write it numerically first, and numerically is numbers. So I'm going to write 400 because that's what I'm starting with. That's how many total seats there were. And I'm taking away or subtracting 329. How are we looking, Miss Anderson?
Looks really good so far. I'm noticing that magnifying glass. Don't forget.
That's right. Thank you, Miss Anderson. I also want to make sure I'm going back and I'm looking at what the question is asking. It's asking how many seats were empty. So I'm looking for a total number of how many were empty. Okay, so I have a total of 400 seats in the whole theater. 329 were filled. I'm going to get my answer to find out how many of those seats were empty. So here we go. We're going to start in our ones place value. Now I can't take 9 away from 0, so I'm going to cross that out and try to borrow next door. But I'm noticing that my tens place is also a 0. I'm going to cross out that and then go over to my hundreds. My 4 then becomes a 3. Miss Anderson, what should I put in the tens place value?
In the tens, you should put a 10 because you just took 10 tens from the hundreds place. 10 tens equals 100.
Absolutely. And now I need to borrow one of those tens to put in my ones place value. So I'm going to cross out my 10 and write a 9. That 1 from the tens place value now carries over and becomes 10 in my ones place value. So now 10 minus 9 gives me 1, 9 minus 2 gives me 7, and 3 minus 3 gives me 0. So my answer would be 71, and I'm going to go back up and I'm going to look, and it says seats empty. So I'm going to write that as my label because it's a word problem, so it's asking and wanting a label. Oh, that's not how we put that's not how we spell seats empty. 71 seats empty. Good thing I stopped and actively checked my work. Now I'm going to do a proof drawing to prove that my work was done correctly. So I'm going to start with 400. And I'm going to be taking 329 away. Well, I know that I can take 3 of my 100 boxes away because I'm asking for 329. How can I take 29 seats away from 100? Well, I'm remembering what Miss Anderson showed me on the last problem where I can break my hundreds block into 10 10 sticks. So I'm going to draw those out. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm going to remember to go up here and cross it out because I don't want to get it mixed up. So I now have on my proof drawing 10 10 sticks, but I still need to take 29 away. So I'm going to start by taking 2 of them away because I know that 2 10 sticks is equal to 20. So now I'm left with a total of 8 10 sticks. I still need to take 9 away though from one of the 10 sticks. So I'm going to take this 1 10 stick and cross it out and instead draw 10 1 dots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now I can take 9 of those away. And so I am left with only 1 in my ones place value, and then I count up my 10 sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I don't have any left in my hundreds because I used all of them to break apart to subtract my numbers. So my answer is 71. I'm noticing that my proof drawing is the exact same as what I got solving it numerically. So Miss Anderson, I've now proved that I got the right answer.
Nice work, Miss Hulkgren. You are becoming a master at subtraction. One more, third graders. This time we're not going to check our answer. We're just going to review that zero concept. Make sure you're paying attention to what you do when you have zeros on top. I will set it up for you, and then I will let you solve it yourself. So, we are going to start with 300. I'm just going to write that right away because I see it, and now I'm going to read the problem. At the start of the school year, Seiko had a brand new box of 300 crayons. Now, 79 crayons are broken. How many unbroken crayons does Seiko have? Well, I'm just going to notice that Seiko needs to work on his self-control. I bet some of us can work on that as well. Look, we're not alone. All right, third graders. He has 79 that are broken. Maybe he shouldn't be coloring so hard. Let's set up our problem. We have 300 minus 79. Go ahead and pause the video here, and then you may resume as soon as you finish solving the problem.
Don't forget, third graders, to solve it numerically, and then
All right, third graders, as you can see, I subtracted from my zeros. I remembered that I had to go all the way to the hundreds. Then I had 9 in the tens place, a 10 in the ones place. My answer was 221, and I checked my answer with a proof drawing because it's so important to check your answer. Third graders, we are going to end here today because we are feeling pretty confident in your abilities. If you would like to solve this problem on your own and come up and check your answer with your teacher, go ahead and do that. Otherwise, if you think that you are ready to move on, please stop watching the video. You may do whatever is assigned for you to do next. We believe in you guys. Have a great rest of your day.